We're going to use this here in a few weeks with our book club, but for right now, I want to give you a basic idea so when you go to pick out books for your independent reading, you kind of know what you're looking at, okay? So, the different genres we have of literature, or the different types of literature if you're not familiar with the word genre. First, we have fiction. This is arguably the most popular. You've probably read many fiction books over the years or have had them read to you when you were younger. It's composed of untrue stories told as if they were true. Okay, so that can range anything from a children's book using animals or inanimate objects using personification. So Finding Nemo is fiction, right? Nemo didn't actually exist, neither did Marlin or Dory. Sorry to burst your bubble if you thought they did. They don't actually exist, but it's told as if it was true. Then you can have something called realistic fiction. So The Great Gatsby. Most of us have heard of this. If you haven't, Google it, go watch the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. It's great. Read the book. It's better. But The Great Gatsby is a story that absolutely could be true. There's no magic there. There are some pretty cool circumstances and some pretty terrible circumstances that they're not likely to happen, but they could, right? It could very well be a true story, but it's not. But it's told as if it were true. Okay, so most of you probably know what fiction is. Hopefully that's just a review. All right, next we have nonfiction. Nonfiction, here's how you remember this. Not fake, okay? A lot of times people like to think nonfiction is the one that's not real, but that's not what it means, okay? It means real. It's not fake. It is a true story. So anytime you see a movie that says based on a true story, that's going to be nonfiction, right? They might have a little bit of artistic freedom in it, but so narratives, autobiographies, biography, this is a big encompassing. This actually happened in real life, and now I'm going to tell you about it. Okay, a narrative. This is a type of nonfiction. It's a spoken or written account of connected events, a story. Okay, so here's how I want you to remember narrative. In a narrative, you're telling a specific story. So typically, this right here is the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass. Now, the word narrative and memoir, they're kind of used interchangeably, even though they're not the same. We're going to get to memoir next. But just remember that narrative is told for a specific reason. Okay, and it typically focuses on an event that happened or several events that happened. Okay, so if you're writing a narrative about your life, it's probably focused around one or two stories. Frederick Douglass was involved he was a major social rights activist, right? Trying to get freedom for all African Americans. So his story focuses on slavery and focuses on civil rights. All right, so that's why he wrote a narrative. Okay, it's not necessarily an autobiography. It gives some background about his life, but it doesn't tell you everything. It's mainly about what he did with his life, right? So then we have a memoir. Okay, it's written from personal knowledge or special sources. So it could be written by you, could be written by somebody else, right? But they know what was going on in your head and how you felt about it. And it kind of, this one is more based on time rather than a specific event, if that makes sense. Okay. Now we have poetry. It's a literary work in which special intensity is given to the expression of feelings and ideas by the use of distinctive style and rhythm. Most of you know what poetry is. We have a really popular poem over here by Robert Frost. Okay. If you don't know what this song is, don't go listen to it, but it's a Drake song. Okay. That's his little cover. And if you did not know already, music is poetry. Song lyrics are considered poetry, okay? So if you come into my class and you say, I don't like poetry, but you like music, then you're lying, okay? And most people like music. I've only met one person that doesn't. All right, so those are our main genres of literature. There are some subgenres, some other ones, but these are the ones we're going to be focusing on this year. So go ahead and complete the activity below, and I'll see y'all later.